What's up, YouTube? Today I wanted to go over one of the biggest problems with tattooing when you are first starting out. That would be, what do you do if your stencil rubs off during the tattoo? This could be a big problem with new artists because you don't necessarily have everything down pat of how you should hold your machine, the way that you need to stretch the skin so it's not smearing the stencil, or even setting the stencil and giving it enough time to dry. So I'm going to go over the steps that I take if I do have this happen mid-tattoo to be able to help you guys out, and so you know exactly what you need to do if this does happen to you, and kind of knock off some of that stress, because it could be a very stressful thing mid-tattoo and all of your stencil smears and you have no idea what to do. As always, if you're new to this channel, I'm Brandon from Tattooing 101, and if you like content like this and this is helping you out, make sure you're liking and subscribing down below and hitting the little bell notification so you can be updated every time we come out with our new videos each week. So to keep a good stencil, there are a couple things that you need to do. You need to understand exactly how to place your hand so it's not rubbing the stencil. Always make sure you're starting out at the bottom of your design so that when you are tattooing, you're not wiping away any of the stencil with your hands as you're stretching, things like that. Another big thing is using stencil products that work really well. I like Green Glide. It does take about 15 minutes to dry, which is about 5 minutes more than other products, but it seems to stick a lot better when it is actually dry. Another thing is make sure you're giving it the time to dry and your clients aren't messing with it. You know, clients like to touch it, move around. You know, if it's on this part of the arm, they'll do this and it'll smear it everywhere. Anytime you start a tattoo, you want to make sure it is 100% correct on the stencil and there's no smearing at all, so you know exactly what you need to do and all of the line work you need to go over. So whenever you are tattooing, this is one of the biggest points that you want to make sure you're doing every single time, is having a perfect stencil so there's no guessing game. Now, even if you do everything correct, sometimes the client will move or something like that and it will smear a part of the stencil, which is fine. If you are first starting out, this could be a super stressful situation, so I'm going to tell you exactly what I do. Now, when it comes to this, you're going to need a Sharpie. I like to use Sharpies. You could use pens, right-on skin pens, things like that, but it seems like a Sharpie works really great for me. So after you're done with all of the line work that you can do, you want to make sure you're wiping the skin clean, and then you go over the design with a Sharpie, as I'll show you here.
Okay, before we start drawing, we want to make sure that we have the actual stencil we use so we know where all the lines need to go. So obviously all the lines were perfect besides these little detailed lines in the design is what we have to draw. I like to use a Sharpie. You want to make sure that after you're done using this Sharpie, you throw it away. You don't save these at all because you just touched a client with plasma and all sorts of stuff. So you use these one time and then throw them in the trash can. So we're going to start out right here. So you could see that this line comes down right here and ends on this line. So it comes right like that. And we're just drawing in all of the detailed lines that we need to be able to see in order to tattoo correctly. This is always better than trying to guess everything because we're all human, and if you try to guess, you're more than likely going to mess something up. And then obviously your client doesn't like that very much, and it can cause problems with you trying to grow as a tattoo artist. So I'm just going through here, following your stencil, making sure everything's exactly where it needs to go. And with this, you want to make sure you give this a little bit to dry. If you try to tattoo it right away, it's just going to smear everywhere and then you're going to lose your stencil again. So that is how you use a Sharpie to draw on any lines that accidentally rubbed up through the tattooing process. Now I'm going to throw this away and get back to the tattoo.
So with this, what you're going to be doing is cleaning your design, go over all of the areas that you need to do the line work with this Sharpie. As you could see, I'm clearly using my stencil this whole time, so I know exactly where these lines need to go. Another key point I would like to pick out, this is the reason why you need to pick simple designs whenever you are first starting out, because of issues like this. No matter how good you are, when you're starting out tattooing, it's a different thing to learn, and you are going to come up against this at some point of your career. So knowing the steps to take will definitely help you out and put you in the know before something like this happens. So this video was for the couple of people that reached out and asked me exactly what to do in that situation. I hope this was able to help you out so you could kind of knock that stress off a little bit if this does happen to you, and you'll know the steps you need to take in order to fix the situation and get on with your tattoo. As always, if you like this content and it helped you out in any way, make sure you're liking and subscribing down below. And thank you guys for watching, and you have a wonderful day.